Hello everyone, welcome to Deep Tips. In today's video, we are going to solve a case study question. Recently, CBSE has changed the board pattern and you have to solve two case study questions in section C. So let me explain what is this case study question all about. So students, this question has a long story or a long case study that you need to read and then solve the questions based on it. So, the best approach to solve a case study question is to read it carefully and write the important information given in the question. And then, based on that information, solve the subparts. So, let's begin our question. Diem celebrated her 11th birthday with kids living in an orphanage. Her father bought an ice cream brick and scoop to put ice cream into cones. He used a hemispherical scoop of radius 3.5 centimeter. So here I got one important information that radius of hemisphere is 3.5 centimeters. So this is my hemisphere, right? I got one shape that is hemisphere and I got the radius. Let's read further. And the dimensions of the ice cream brick are 60 by 50 by 10 in centimeters. So when length, breadth and height are given, it is very clear that brick is cuboidal in shape. So we can write here that the brick, which is a cuboid, it has dimensions, length 60 centimeter, breadth is 50 centimeter and height is 10 centimeter. So I have the dimensions for cuboid also, and this is my scoop, hemispherical scoop. Now the cones served were of radius 3.5 centimeter and height 15 centimeter. So here I have my cones. So radius of the cone is 3.5 centimeter and height is 15 centimeter. So this is all given in the question. So case study questions look big and scary, but actually they have plenty of information given in them and they are very easy to solve. So our first part is find the volume of hemispherical scoop. So we know that to calculate the volume of hemisphere, which formula do we use? Volume of hemispherical scoop. So it is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So this is my formula. Now if I substitute the values here, because I have already written r equals to 3.5 centimeter. So if you write the information like this, it looks very organized. And the value of pi, we can take 22 by 7 because I know there is 3.5 given and it get cancels out with 7. So 3.5 into 3.5. So first of all, we will see what all get simplified. So here 7 ones are 7 and 0.5. Now if I solve this further, 5 2s are 10, right? And here it also gets simplified. So now I have 11 into 2, 22 by 3. And children, in one of my video on tips and tricks, I have explained how to do square of a number ending with 5. So here 3.5 into 3.5, I can do mental calculation that my answer is 12.25. So please watch it so that you do the calculations easily. Now we have 22 by 3 into 12.25. So we can solve it further by multiplying. Yes, did you get 26,950 by 3? Solve it further. So we get 89.83 centimeter cube. So this is the volume of hemispherical scoop. So our first part is done. So now let's come to the second part. That is, find the volume of cone. So how do we find the volume of cone? We know that it is 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder. So if I come to the second part, volume of the cone is 1/3 pi r square h. And my radius and height is already given for cone. So pi I can substitute 22/7. R is 3.5. So I can write here 3.5 into 3.5. And height is 15. So let's first simplify. So 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15, and 7 into 0.5 gives me 3.5. If I solve it further, 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, the same step I did earlier, and here 2 into 11. So now let's write it in here. 11 into 3.5 into 5. Now if I remove this decimal also and I write here 2. So there is one more video in tips and tricks to calculate mentally how to multiply a 2-digit or a 3-digit number by 11. So you can watch that video by clicking on this link. So 11 into 35 gives you 385, and we have to divide it by 2. So you can see how easy it was to calculate it without using the conventional method. So 385 divided by 2. So you have 15 seconds to calculate. Did you get 192.5 centimeter cube? If you got it, your answer is correct. So children, we are done with the two parts, volume of hemispherical scoop and volume of cone. Let's do the third part, quantity of ice cream in brick. So we know that here brick is cuboidal in shape. So to find the quantity, we have to calculate the volume of the brick. So volume of brick, which is cuboidal in shape, is calculated using this formula, length into breadth into height. And in our question, it is given 60 by 50 by 10. So when we multiply this, what do we get? 30,000 centimeter cube. But you will see in many previous year papers, they ask you to calculate this volume in liters also. Because ice cream is made from milk, which is a liquid, and we can calculate this in liters also. So how do we do that? We convert centimeter cubes to liter. So here 1 liter is equals to 1000 centimeter cubes, right? So 30 liters will be equals to 30,000 centimeter cube. So I can write my answer in liters also, that volume of the brick is 30 liters. Right? Now next is D part. The minimum number of scoops required to fill cone up to the brim. So here when they are asking to calculate the number of scoops to fill a cone, we need the volume of scoop and the cone, right? So number of scoops. We have already calculated the volume of cone and volume of scoop. Let's check what is the volume of cone. Volume of the cone is 192.5. So let's substitute the values here. 192.5 centimeter cube, and volume of scoop was our first part, and it is 89.83 centimeter cube. Okay, so here comes the hardest part, because most of the students are able to do till here, but when they reach to this part they feel like leaving it here and consider it very difficult to calculate. But don't worry, we are together in this and we are going to solve it now. So children, I will tell you a trick to calculate this hardest part. First thing that you do is take care of your decimals. So we will remove the decimals first, and if I remove the decimals I have to put zeros. So here when I remove the decimal from 89.83 I'll put 2 zeros up, and when I remove the decimal from 192.5 I put 1 zero down. You know this part. Now cancel out these zeros. Now we are left with 19,250, and in the denominator I have 8,983. Of course you can divide it and find the answer, but in exam you will be having the options also, correct? Here I have not given the options because we are solving it and I have limited space, but in question paper you will have A, B, C, D, 4 options and you have to choose the correct one. So how do we reach that closest correct answer? Here in the numerator I have 19,250 and in denominator 8,983, and my 8,983 is very close to 9,000. And if I go by the table of 9, I know 9 2s are 18 and 9 3s are 27. So definitely 3 scoops is not the right answer because I have 19 here, right? 19,250. So if I say 9,000 into 2, I get 18,000. 9,000 into 3, I get 27,000. So my answer is very, very close to 2 point something. So when you see this option 2 in the paper, just tick it. No need to calculate the further decimal part. But of course, if answers are given in decimals, then you have to do the long division and cross this hard thing, right? So but for now I have told you how to approximate the answer and reach the final option. Okay, but if you calculate it further you will get 2.14 something. Okay, so now we will come to E part, our last sub part, in which we have to calculate number of cones that can be filled up to brim using the whole brick. Okay, so number of cones. How we will calculate the number of cones when we know the volume of brick? Yeah, if we divide volume of the brick with volume of one cone, I will get, or you will get, the number of cones that can be filled, right? So volume of the brick in centimeter cube is 30,000. And just now we wrote this volume of cone, which is 192.5. So again we have division of the large numbers. So first thing, take care of your decimals. So I will remove this decimal part and add 1 0 in the numerator. 192.5 is changed to now 1925. So again you can either do the approximation method or you divide it fully to calculate the exact answer. So if I go with approximation, I know 1925 is close to 2000. And if I divide 300 by 2, I get 150. But this is something 3 lakhs, right? So 2000 into 150 will give me 3 lakh, but here it is less than 2000. It is 1925. So that means my answer is greater than 150. So if you calculate, you can try it now. You have 15 seconds to do the long division, and you will get approximately 155 cones that can be filled using this volume of the brick and with the given volume of cone. So I hope you understand how to solve the case study question, which is not so difficult. It is pretty easy to do it if you write the information in an organized way and solve it step by step. Keep watching Deep Tips, share my videos, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for all the notifications. Thank you.